10 countries that may soon become inhabitable because of climate change. 1. The Maldives. The Maldives, officially called the Republic of Maldives. This country is located in South Asia along the Indian Ocean. This country lies southwest of Sri Lanka and consists of 20 atolls, making it an archipelago. With a total land area of 300 kilometers, the Maldives is home to 579,000 people. The country has a tropical monsoon climate with two dominant seasons, which is dry and rainy season. In 2007, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change's report predicted the sea level rise by 23 inches by 2100. Researchers from Southampton University also named Maldives the most endangered island nation as a result of its vulnerability to flooding caused by climate change. 2. Kiribati. Kiribati is one of the most susceptible to climate. Kiribati is an exceptionally remote island country that is vulnerable to climate change and sea level rise. Kiribati has an estimated population of about 113,000 in 2020, of which over half lived on the island of South Tawara, where the capital Tarawa is located. The entire population and most infrastructure are concentrated along the coast, making it directly exposed to the impacts of climate change. The country faces the threat of persistent flooding as well as the deterioration of land and marine ecosystems due to the current rate at which the sea level rises. 3. Vanuatu. Vanuatu is a remote archipelago country that is home to about 260,000 residents. The country consists of 82 volcanic islands that spread across 800 miles. Vanuatu is one of the countries that could cease to exist in the near future due to the impacts of climate change. By 2030, temperatures are expected to rise by up to 1 degree, which can cause the sea level to rise. In addition, Vanuatu is also expected to experience more severe cyclones and ocean acidification that make the food sources vulnerable to pests and diseases. If you are planning to see this country in your lifetime, now is a time to plan that trip before it actually become one of the inhabitable countries. 4. Solomon Island. This South Pacific island is an archipelago containing about 1,000 islands. Within the past century, 6 islands had already disappeared, with an additional 6 islands already submerged in seawater by an average of 41%. This is proof that if nothing is done to mitigate the effects of climate change on the small island country, it may cease to exist in the near future. 5. Tuvalu. Tuvalu Island, situated in the Pacific between Hawaii and Australia. This country is made up of 9 small islands, with the majority of these islands being coral atolls. Due to climate change, there has been a recorded rise in sea levels as high tides are becoming dangerous. This could mean that this island country may be completely buried in seawater in a few years' time, making it one of the inhabitable countries if strict measures are not taken to limit these. 6. Samoa. This country has experienced an increase of 1.5 degree in average annual temperature as a result of climate change that is projected to cause increased precipitation and water temperatures. Samoa faces the risk of sea level rise and saltwater intrusion that can have major impacts on the agriculture and as well threaten the existence of the country. In 2021, Samoa government, with the support of the United Nations Environment Programme, began a national adaptation plan to help improve climate adaptation efforts. 7. Fiji. This country is vulnerable to rising sea levels, extreme weather and coastal erosion. The economy of Fiji may likely be affected by these changes, which can also result in its temperature rise. Tourism, agriculture and fishing, which make up the majority of the country's GDP, would be adversely damaged by climate change, leading to rise in poverty and food insecurity. 8. Nauru. According to sources, there is a very high chance that as a result of climate change, the water stress of the Pacific island would increase. This is expected to feature problems in Nauru brought on by heavy rainfall events. While this sounds good for Nauru due to their lack of water sources except for the rain and the sea, it could pose a threat to the small island by causing more coastal erosion and sea level rise, which can threaten the existence of this small country. 9. Marshall Island. High tides and frequent storms have caused sea level rise that is threatening inhabitants of this Pacific Ocean atolls. Research indicates that this island has experienced a 3.4 mm increase in sea levels annually, which could lead to an 80% loss if the sea level rises by a meter. At this rate, it is not hard to imagine that this country may go underwater in a few years if stringent measures are not taken to prevent this. 10. Grenada. Grenada is located between the Atlantic and the Caribbean Ocean. This island country has a total land area of 345 square kilometer with an estimated population of 113,000 people in 2020. The highest point of Grenada is 840 meters. However, about 3% of its land is at sea level. Grenada has experienced increased forest fire, water shortages, crop loss in recent years due to climate change. Consequently, these effects could force inhabitants to look for a habitable area, as this territory could be declared an inhabitable country soon.